Now, Guy, we started this session off talking about the new thing and chasing the new thing. And you and I are both technology people. There's always a new thing coming out, right? So we were talking about TikTok and Instagram and the effectiveness of that, which seems surprising. There's lots of other new things that kind of crash and burn, right? And so I know how I handle this for the agency. It's probably very similar to how you handle it for your agency. But how do you think lawyers should be thinking about the new thing, and how do you balance staying abreast of changes with technology with not going bananas on things that are never really going to take off?
Well, that's part of our job, right? It's our job as the agency experts to stay on top of this. I think that's part of the value we bring to the table, but that's self-fulfilling. When we started planning for this segment, it was funny because it was really bash chasing shiny objects. Like that's really how we started. But as we started talking, I think you made the point of how important it is to balance the shiny object syndrome with keeping informed about what is new. And anyway, I think that it's a much more balanced construct than just like it's so easy to be like, oh, you're silly for chasing shiny objects.
No, I think the problem that we get to is that some of the shiny objects actually hang around, right? Not most of them, right? Not most of them. Those of you who were really big on Meerkat a long time ago, right? Those of you who were just all over Clubhouse and the mindset.
Oh no! Now I know you've made somebody angry that's listening. You're about to bash Clubhouse.
Oh
boy.
Well, by the way, and I genuinely mean this because I would love to have the conversation. If you have found Clubhouse, if you still find Clubhouse effective for you from a business perspective, we would love to talk to you. In preparation for this pod today, Guy and I looked up Clubhouse, lawyers on Clubhouse, and I sat in on a lawyer Clubhouse session last night that was all of the reasons why why we were making fun of shiny objects. I couldn't believe that 7 people were actually spending half an hour a week with this same group of inane conversations. B, maybe it's just a really bad data point that I had here. But if Clubhouse is still working for you, we would love to know about it. And where I'm going with this is I played with Clubhouse heavily when it came out. My gut was it was going nowhere because of the way it was set up. And I think I was right. I'm happy to be wrong. I'm happy to have someone walk in and tell me how it is driving their immigration law firm practice, and I just don't understand. That would be amazing. We'd love to have that conversation. But my point is not that like, hey, I called Clubhouse for being that flash in the pan. It was, I'm happy to be wrong about that, and you have to play in the game to understand whether or not this works, right? And you have to play in the TikTok game to understand whether or not it works. You have to play in the Instagram game to understand whether or not it works. It doesn't mean you have to pick the right tech, and I think that's often the case. Oh, you're a great tech person because you saw Clubhouse coming and you thought it was amazing and you got everyone involved. It's knowing what's going to work or what's not going to work. I think that's the deal.
Yeah, I guess my thing about all of this stuff is what works for some people doesn't work for everybody, and what doesn't work for a lot of people does work for a few. And so, because I think about this, and I'm sure there are people that are using Clubhouse to have conversations and build connections. And maybe there's, look, bottom line is this, forget about the example you were in. If 7 of my closest business advisors, referral sources, professional contacts were getting together on Clubhouse once a week, and we were referring business to each other and talking shop, I would find that tremendously valuable. Now, does it have to be on Clubhouse? I think that's part of the question too, is it's like, this it's not about the technology, right? It's about like where the people are that you want to connect with. I'll tell you, I'm on Facebook for that very reason. I don't want to be on Facebook, and we all have our personal preferences of like the different social media that we like. But a lot of people I know, both personally and professionally, are there. They're not on Twitter, which I guess I tend to prefer, despite all its problems. I don't know. So,
but you're not on MySpace, right?
I'm not on MySpace. I'll remember this. I'll always remember this, even after I'm done with all of this. We got all of these questions about how do I put Pokemon Go to work at my law firm, and I was like, "Are you serious? You want to stop doing all of the other marketing activities and just have everybody all hands on deck to get the firm on Pokemon Go?"
That was like I actually use that as an example of in my link building talk. I ask people who tried to get into the Pokemon Go game, and then then I'll have people in the audience stand up, and then I'll ask them to stay standing if they did it for the links. If they did it for the links, they're winning. If they did it for the Pokemon Go accident lawyer Nebraska, you don't get it, right?
Right. Hype builds links, no question. I mean, right now it's Web 3.0 and Metaverse links.
Metaverse. Should we be in the Metaverse, Guy? Should we drop everything and jump in the Metaverse?
I have actually, I'll tell you, I've never been in the Metaverse. You are the authority on Metaverse at Lunch Hour Legal Marketing.
Wow.
Because you went to a conference in the Metaverse, didn't you?
I did what turned into a very awkward conference in the Metaverse where you had your own avatar. And I remember literally like this, it's almost a satire of itself. I had to virtually find the virtual help desk to find where my virtual room was so I could virtually give a talk. It was bananas.
I don't think I'm entering the Metaverse until it's like the movie Surrogates, which by the way was a terrible film, but until it's like seamless where I can't tell the difference, like it's like Matrix level, that's when I'll go in.
Well, I had much better hair in the Metaverse. Let's leave it at that. So
I was going to ask you if you upped your avatar
I was
game.
taller, it's a little buffer. Much better hair.
Well, maybe I'll try this thing out.
You don't need better hair, dude. This is why I like doing a podcast with you, because next to you, my hair you got the like kind of marble Greek god hair thing going on.
Ha! I guess thanks, maybe.
Yeah, no. You should be doing more of this on video. I should stick to podcasts. So from each of us, a prediction for the next new thing. Guy, what do you think the next new thing is?
Sadly, I think it's not sadly. I think it's going back to basics. I think the new thing is like really focusing on local, like not local SEO, but like getting back out in your community. We just came off COVID. I think there was some erosion of that as a focus. Everybody's on Zoom, but it goes back to the point about the shininess. Like, there's always going to be a new app. There's always going to be a new way to communicate, to connect, to share, to engage. But the new thing for local lawyers that serve a local community, it's going to be getting back to that. Is that going to happen just in real life? No, it's going to happen on all these new shiny platforms. Yeah. But if you ask me, like, what's new, it's like, I don't know. I think about that Seth Godin post on clusters. We'll post that again too. But that's what's changing. There's literally so much bombardment of media that we're going to go back to filtering a lot of it out, getting connected local. I think about this even in a lot of the groups that I'm on. Like, I'm not on the wild Facebook. Like, I'm in a private group. Or I'm in a group of people that share affinity interests as I do. I think the more it's like masterminding online, that kind of stuff. I don't know. Is that new? I don't know if it's new. It's going to be more helpful content because of Google. I don't know.
The new thing is helpful content. You heard it first on Lunch Hour Legal Marketing.
There's always going to be a new thing. I don't know. What's new right now? Metaverse is new. That's what's new.
I think my take on the new thing is an adjustment of the business model of legal. And that is going to happen. It may happen faster in some states than others, but I think it's very valuable. You know, I spend a lot of time with lawyers, talking to lawyers, and I think it would be very helpful for the legal community to. I got a request for a coach, a business coach, the other day. This is from someone I went to grad school with at Michigan. She is a wealth management person. She worked with some white shoe attorneys, and she asked me for a business coach for them. And the interesting thing for me here was I told her that she should really get someone who's very experienced in legal. And I'm going to reverse that conversation when I'm talking about the new thing. I think it's very important for the legal industry to stop talking to lawyers all the time. Look outside the way things are delivered. Look differently. Look at the way Amazon delivers services. Look at the way that other industries are doing an amazing job of creating a different experience. Like, there's so much out there, and the way we deliver the legal service is going to be fundamentally different. And if you have to stay in legal, go look at Hello Divorce and look at how they've looked outside the legal industry to think about how we deliver family law services in a fundamentally different manner. Go there, right? And then think about how that applies to your immigration practice or your criminal defense practice.
Money makes a it makes a world go round. Money makes a world go round. Make a world go round. Money makes a world go round. Money make a world go round.